So to start off, it's an interaction. Like when people first met me or met other people, be like, "Who are you?" I'm Cecilia. I'm a senior. I came here 4 years ago. My major is comparative culture and politics, and also Asian studies. The next question that people usually ask is, "Where are you from?" Ta-da! I'm from Hong Kong, and I was born and grew up there for 18 years before I came to the United States and studied in Michigan State. This is the Hong Kong flag, and I can talk a lot about what's in there in Hong Kong. This is just some visual to give you a little taste. So there's me deciding to come to the United States. Because the way I see it before I came here was, okay, like I'm just Hong Konger, just gonna jump into this American pool, but little did I know that when I went to America, I interacted more students from mainland China, from Taiwan, from Korea, from Japan, from all other different ethnicity groups that I've ever imagined. I just think all of them were just America when I came here. And then when I tell people I'm from Hong Kong, their first reaction is, there's two reactions actually. "Dang, your English is really good. How did you do it?" Thanks. But the second reaction usually is, "Wait, isn't Hong Kong part of China? Wait, is Hong Kong its own country? Is Hong Kong its own city? Whatever." So here's how I'm gonna unpack this. Yes, but there's a lot of complexity behind it, and I'm gonna bring it to the history for 30 seconds. The history and the colonial history that impacted Hong Kong and how I become part of who I am right now. So back in the 1842, the Opium War occurred. The British government declared war on China, and we were brutally defeated. So in return, British people picked Hong Kong because it's along the coastal area and it's a really good economic port. So it was ceded for 150 years, so there was a lot of British legacy right now going on in Hong Kong. And afterwards, after 150 years, it was returned back to China in 1997. It was a very pivotal moment. It was a great celebration. I was 6 when I was witnessing this on the television. It was a very awesome ceremony where they see the British flag kind of slow down, descended, and while the China flag kind of rose up. It was pretty amazing, and I really didn't know how to interpret it until I came here to America. And so right now, one thing that I really want people to understand is right now Hong Kong is Hong Kong Special Administrative Region, and it's part of China, but there's a lot of nuance in there because not only do we have our own political government, we also have our own currency, we have our own economic system. The only thing that's makes us Chinese is because we're Chinese, we look Chinese, and also we're linguistically different, and we have that British legacy that umbrellaed us for 150 years until recently. So I would say nationally, national loyalty, we're required to affiliate with China, but that's when the schizophrenia comes in because we're politically belong and don't belong at the same time. We have high autonomy, but when it comes to bigger decision, it's up to the Chinese government to decide our fate. And it's also culturally distinct because linguistically we speak a different dialect. The fact that we have a British legacy, it makes our culture very international and also very different. So people say, okay, so it's just a different way of being Chinese, okay, problem solved. The end of my presentation. No, wait. Something else I need to address is coming to America actually adds another dimension to my experience of how I see myself as a Hong Kong person. Because people usually ask me, wait, aren't you just Asian? Are you Asian American? And it's really interesting because when I always see myself as just Chinese when I was Hong Kong, and now like this is how I see myself. Like after like just thinking about it in a box, like in a culturally fixed box, I can position myself like in the middle. Like there's so much ambiguity, and then you can affiliate yourself. Like sometimes you feel more Chinese when you're hanging out with Americans. Sometimes I feel more like British when I'm hanging out with mainland Chinese. When I go to America, people think, oh, you're so like, your English is so good, you don't even seem like you're not from here. And so in this globalized world, you can't just, like, when you think about it, like, everybody has different, like, frameworks, so it's just makes it very bombarding and amazing to think, well, I'm just one individual, but another person might have, like, another network of affiliating themselves with people. So, does that matter? Absolutely, because I think that this has a lot of political implication and culture implication, and how each individual interacts with themselves and how that would impact in the institutional level and educational level, how you affiliate yourself with ideas, how you think about your own culture, how you think about other cultures and other countries. It's not that distant, and it's not that demarcated as you might thought. There's just a lot of gray area, and hey, gray area is pretty awesome. And it's just, there's no black and white, and there's no like definite way of, oh, this is Chinese, you know, we're all group oriented or all like conservative and quiet. No, there's just a different way of being Chinese, and same for other kinds of culture as well. And the fact that I can study my own place, being a comparative culture and politics major, it's definitely a big bonus because I can do research, go to the library, and look for something about me and what I represent in the larger context of Hong Kong culture and even the broader context of the globalized world. I would say the academia definitely helped me a lot. So this is the end of my presentation, but it's just the beginning of like more questions. When you interact with people, a different framework of approaching people, and also a different framework of asking questions and digging more into this journey of learning about each other and cultures. So this is the end of my presentation, and thank you.